This audiobook is based on our book about a key philosophical principle in medicine, without which a true understanding of human health is impossible. We extend the previously formulated principle of disease optimality to human health and human life, not only at the individual, but also at the societal level. In this chapter, we are talking about the body as the first level of genotype realization. The body is the first screen onto which the genotype is projected, transforming abstract codes into living, functional matter. We view bodily organization not as a static anatomical shell, but as a dynamic interface where innate possibilities meet the demands of the real world. Understanding how this first level is formed allows us to discern the biological roots of our successes and limitations, and to see why an individual WellSpan trajectory unfolds in one way rather than another. The somatic profile is a complex configuration of constitution, functional reserves, and systemic vulnerabilities that defines the organism as survival strategy. Constitution sets the basic architecture, the type of energy metabolism, and the reactivity of the cardiovascular and neuroendocrine systems. Encoded within this profile is the measure of our adaptive capacity 97, whether adaptation will be cheap, or whether it will require the mobilization of deep biological resources. High muscle mass increases strength reserves but raises the metabolic cost of maintenance. An economical metabolism that once helped ancestors survive periods of scarcity becomes a driver of biological debt in the contemporary environment. Thus, the somatic profile determines which adaptations will be optimal for a given person, and which will accelerate movement toward the biological limit of WellSpan. Genes set the boundaries, but the actual bodily phenotype is sculpted through epigenetic mechanisms, the precise molecular tuning of gene expression under the influence of experience. Diet, physical activity, stress, and sleep act as epigenetic switches, altering patterns of DNA methylation and histone modification. This directly influences the activity of inflammatory cascades, insulin sensitivity, and the efficiency of DNA repair systems. Such changes may be adaptive when they strengthen systemic reserves, or maladaptive when chronic distress and an unfavorable environment create an inflammatory background. We bear responsibility not only for our own phenotype, but also for the epigenetic legacy we transmit to future generations, thereby shaping the starting conditions of their WellSpan. The real body is formed within a specific physical field in which climatic conditions dictate particular thermoregulatory regimes. In our framework, nutrition is understood as the management of substrate flows. It supplies the material required for structural repair without increasing the system's metabolic debt. Physical activity operates as an instrument of mechanotransduction that reconfigures somatic capital, modeling the state of blood vessels and the density of connective tissue. Our primary buffer for adaptive cost. In the modern world, a paradox arises. Against a background of physical inactivity, we experience excessive mental load, creating a scissors effect between biological needs and actual conditions. This compels the body to adapt to circumstances for which evolution has not yet written reliable instructions. The body is not merely a carrier of the psyche. Bodily organization forms the biological substrate of our emotions and response styles. The state of immune and metabolic systems determines the speed with which emotions arise, and the ease with which the system returns to its baseline, homeokinesis, after stress. High reactivity of the axis predisposes to intense reactions, but carries the risk of rapid exhaustion. Chronic, low U8209 grade systemic inflammation generates specific cognitive filters, heightened anxiety, and a diminished capacity to experience pleasure. In this sense, the bodily phenotype is an active component of personality. Optimization of WellSpan is impossible without working with the body as the foundation upon which all subsequent layers of the life trajectory are built. We will be grateful for your likes and for sharing information about this audiobook with others.